What's up YouTube, this is Hex from Not Too Nerdy and welcome back to another video. Last video I talked about the PlayStation VR. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. Today I'm going to be talking about the PS4.5. Before I get into that, let's go over the PlayStation VR a little bit more. I want to talk about the graphics, okay? The graphics for the VR is not that good on the PlayStation side. You know, I think they have the best movement, the best tracking out of any other headset, but when you talk about graphics, it's not the best out of all the headsets, you know, and it's understandable because you got things like the Oculus Rift that uses a PC, and those PCs, you know, usually going to be playing off a high-end PC, and you're going to be probably having a better graphics card than you will inside of a PlayStation 4, and that's just the way it's going to be. So you kind of understand why it's not, the graphics are not as good as the Oculus Rift or any other headset. With that said, Sony needed to come up with some solution. Now, if this rumor is true, supposedly Sony is coming out with a 4.5 version. Now, it's kind of funny because months ago, this rumor has been out there for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. People have been saying that they're going to get a 0.5 version, an updated version, you know. The rumors were flying all over the place and eventually they just stopped, you know. Like, I haven't heard anyone talk about any updated version for either console until recently, where some, you know, people said that Microsoft might be allowing you to update your console. Now, during our Beastly Thoughts show, if you guys don't know what that is, a podcast that I'm a part of, I discussed to them, you know, I said that I don't think it's a good idea for Microsoft to allow people to update their own console, to have an upgradable console. And of course, Sony idea, according to this rumor, is not going to be allowed to let people upgrade their own console, but it's still going to be a different version of the PS4. And I don't like that. You know, yes, it's kind of cool that you get an updated version, but let me explain why it's going to be a little bit difficult. If you're a developer, usually you program for a locked console, right? You are programming for a set, you know, let's say a set number. I'm gonna do 1080p and I'm targeting 30 frames per second. Hopefully I could get 60 frames per second, right? That's your target, right? That's what you're focusing on. So then you're gonna try to test the game and see all the bugs and everything like that when you're running 1080p 60 frames per second or 1080p 30 frames per second. Now, what if one console could reach, let's just say, you know, 1080p, while the other one reaches 720p? Okay, now if there's bugs reported in a certain console, now they're gonna have to check to see, is the bugs occurring for someone that's running on 720p, or is it someone running 1080p? How can they fix it? Is there a proper fix? Do I fix one and not fix the other one? There's so much in-depth research that they're going to have to do, and it's going to increase the time for maintenance. It's going to increase the time for a game to be finished. You know, if you want AAA games more and more, you know how there's huge gaps of like going with like 4 months without a big game coming out. If you want that to decrease, then you can't want consoles to be like this. You know, the more consoles are like this, where it's going to give, you know, increase the development time for a game, then you're going to get less games out there. That's just the way it's going to be. Now, this rumor also states that they're looking to have 4K resolution for games. I call BS on that part. Now, I will be shocked. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they might get a GPU and all of a sudden, guess what? You're going to be able to run 4K games. But let's be realistic right now, okay? There's majority PCs can't even run 4K. These are PCs with great graphics cards and they can't run 4K too well at all. So when you tell me that the PlayStation 4.5 will be able to run 4K games, how fast are we talking about? Are we talking about 5 frames per second? 10 frames per second? Is it going to be playable? You know, like, that's the thing. You know, yeah, high resolution is great, but is it really going to make a difference in gaming right now? I don't think they could do that. So what's the point of even doing this? Now, if you're telling me that they're going to have an updated PS4 version so that you'll be able to stream Netflix and Amazon and stuff like that in 4K resolution, I think that's great. I think that's understandable because there's people out there that like Netflix. They want to stream with their 4K TV. Why not allow them to stream that on the PS4. So that makes sense. But if you're telling me that they're gonna do this for, you know, a video game, come on, let's be realistic, all right? It's not gonna happen. I don't see it happening. If it does, that's a shocker, because I don't see that they could do that at all right now. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think this is a good idea? Because I personally think that this is not ultimately a good idea. Yes, I think it would be a good idea if it's just for Amazon and Netflix and stuff like that to stream in 4K, then fine, that's fine. You can have a new PS4 version. But everything to do with a video game itself, I think should be exactly the same as the other PS4 version. And that's just the way I feel. Let me know in the comments down below. This is Hector from Not Too Nerdy. I'm out. See you, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe.